Let me call Pravas if he's not here.
I don't see. We got Pat, Omar, Carlos might be on.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll
Carlos.
call him.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey Carlos, do you want to? Would you like to have a call with Jeff Bromley and I today, sometime after this? And Jeff Bromley, they're our partner called Thingy, and so they basically have digital marketing pieces. So if you bring slides and PDFs and documents to conferences, you give them to customers. Well, instead of just handing customers something they probably throw in the trash, you use your iPad and all your marketing pieces are right there, and it tracks all that data. So I don't know if Garrett told you about that partnership at all.
He mentioned it, but in any case, absolutely, we'll jump on a call.
All right. So I reached out
And
to him
Omar,
today.
if you need a bridge, let me know and I can send you the information on this one.
Yeah, if you
So
could.
you can
Yeah, definitely. So
Okay.
I appreciate it. We're just
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know. We might be able to, if Akash is back, we can probably start.
Okay.
Since she comes back, we'll.
Hello.
Okay, you back? So, what we need to talk about, and Pat, I'll let you explain a little bit more detail where we're at. So, we rewrote the application, gave it a new facelift, not rewrote, but gave it a new facelift, brought in some more safe standards. So, that's all good, but what we realized is that we have attachments that are really tied into the file system, to the web file system, through the hierarchy. So what that means is that even though we've got the beta set up and then we've got production, the two different apps, I can point to the same database, and from a database perspective, everything works fine. But the attachments, when they upload images, Excel documents, PDFs, so forth, it's in the two different web servers. So they can't talk to each other. So that's an issue why we haven't been able to put both of them in production, basically, so they can use both. So what we need to do is we need to get it out of the file server, the web server, and into DigitalOcean, Azure, some sort of other file storage. I think we have so there's two aspects. I think the sooner we can get it out of the file server, the better off to put it someplace. But then also, it would be really nice to allow them to configure their documents to either host to OneDrive, Dropbox, Google, any of that. So that's what we need to talk about to see what we can do to expedite at least the first portion. If you say, hey, we can do both of them at the same time, no biggie, I'll say great. If we say we need to do it, put phase one, let's get it out of there, put it someplace, then let's do that. Then we can do the other integration later on. Pat, you want to give an update where you're at in this process, and then we can see, if Prakash can help us, what we need to do to code this, because we'll need to put in the legacy and the new application in both applications.
Yes. So currently, I uploaded 2 accounts worth of attachments to DigitalOcean, which I can send you the URL to it. You can get to the site, that's digitalocean.com, but the URL to like the attachments that I've uploaded. And then I marked all the attachments as private so no one can see them except us. But you have to have the secret key and the secret key. So when you're accessing it through the API, that you can actually serve up the images. So I've created the key and the secret key, and I was trying to actually get it to just display up one of the images, because I can navigate to that image through the website, get the URL that you would have to use. But I keep getting back a permission denied error message. So I'm doing something wrong, and I'm using mainly just Postman right now to just see if I can get the image or the document back right now. And I keep getting a permission denied error. So I know I'm doing something wrong, how I'm putting it into the header of the API call. So might need a little help there to kind of figure out what am I doing wrong. And then once that piece is done, and we can make sure that we can retrieve the images, the next piece is to make sure that we can create a directory, which we should be able to, and then upload a brand new file to the system, either through just using Postman or some other quick and dirty, simple kind of app, just a proof of concept. Or we can just go ahead and modify the code in the new code. And if you want, I can modify the legacy code since I'm more familiar with that, because it's pretty much the exact same call on the legacy code and the new code. And then just try to test it to make sure it works. So, like I said, I will send you the URL to to an image with the key and the secret key, and could really use help to see if you can actually pull it up or download the image from their API.
Okay,
Gosh,
please give me this. Go ahead.
So I was just say, have you had experience working on DigitalOcean or uploading API, the files through APIs through any of the other providers? Still there, Prakash?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that you could help with? Have you had, experience with this before on other projects?
Yeah. I've done API projects already in my past projects. So please share me the URL or the code that you wrote, and maybe I can be of some help. Please email me the details.
Yes, I absolutely will.
Email them the details. I probably should change it's tied to my ID right now, my email address. Where I probably need to go in is change that to where it's more of a alias. But if you log on and it says, hey, I need to send some information, I've been doing this for Pat. If I see the email, I'll send you that second authentication. I'll forward that to you so that way you can do whatever you need to do. And if it becomes an issue, we'll do something to make sure that you can get to log in without any issues. If that makes sense. Okay. Pat, you send that. Carlos, Omar, I'd like you guys to, Omar, especially you, to test it whenever we get to that point. Carlos, if you could just help us stay on top of this and make sure that whatever we need, we can get. Mm-hmm. So that way we can make sure we try to bust this out, sooner than later if possible, so we can deploy and get our current customers on the new platform at the same time they're on the old platform.
100%. Yep. No problem.
All right. Awesome. Anything else we need to talk about? I just want to get everybody together, kind of outline what we need to try to do, where we've got the progress we've made, and then just see what we can do to make it happen. If not, I'll let you guys go. And Omar, I'll send you the login information for this bridge so that you can use it. And then eventually maybe not tomorrow, but I'll switch all of the Traqit meetings over to this call number. That way our team meetings all use the same bridge.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So
And then,
one thing I would have to say is, go ahead. Sorry, Scott.
oh, I was saying, Pat, if you could look at that one report, see if it's kind of similar to one of our others, and just give me a level of effort. Assume all the data's there, and in wherever we normally would put it, note cards or whatever specifically, and then we can work back with Omar to see about that project, getting that report done.
Okay, yes. Yeah, you can. I haven't checked my email this morning yet, so if you could send it to me, if you already haven't, then I will take a look and let you know later today.
I'll double check and here, and then when I get to the office, I'll double check and make sure you got a copy of it, and I'll resend it to you. So I'll do that. All right, Omar, you had a question?
No question. I was just going to say, as far as with Carlos, I mean, I'll talk to him offline, but as far as being a project manager, if you can, there's a lot of stuff going on. We talked about it the other day, but, if you can help me, as far as manage my time a lot better with going through this process, I really appreciate it. So we can kind of talk offline about, next steps.
Yeah, and bring him up to speed on the custom requests and so forth like that. So that way we just ingrain him in all the aspects, so forth. I think that'll be great for him to really understand the ask, the questions.
Thank you, Omar. And
when you say questions, you mean questions regarding
what
customers work? Go ahead.
Yeah, like questions that kind of wants, reports, different things. That way, he's got a kind of a new perspective, or he's got a different perspective than we have. So sometimes he can look at something and say, hey, if you change this a little bit, or maybe he can give us some feedback on ways we can do things quicker, faster, better. Or where we're at right now, and then I think just help the process if we need to, put a request form up or something to keep track of this. I know we need like our support, integrating that into. There's just a lot of little things that we've not got to that would be awesome to try to start planning that out and getting resources assigned to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've actually spent a good deal on Tuesday, really going through the new and old system, and then I was walking through different areas where we need the improvement. So
Okay.
Yeah. So absolutely.
Yep.
All right, guys. I don't want to keep you any longer. I think
Scott.
we got a game plan. Pat, you send all that information. If I see anything from a login on DigitalOcean, I'll send it to you, Bakash, to make sure you can log in, and then we'll go from there. Let me know if there's anything you guys need from me.
I have a comment, Scott.
Yep.
Maybe if you have time within the next couple of hours or so, we could jump on a quick call.
I could stay on this call if you've got the time.
100%.
I can stay on right now.
100%. Let's do it. And then
Okay.
Omar.
Do we need Omar on it or anybody else?
Hey
Yeah.
guys,
Are you,
Prabhash here. Just a quick question. If you had any chance to look on the updated dashboard design, the last one I sent,
Okay.
it's on the Envision.
I
I have updated those dashboard with the latest feedback. So if you just spare some time to look on those, and you can add the comment on Envision if you have. I guess Carlos is not in that. I'll invite him so that if he can have a look.
Thank you.
So I guess everyone else is there. So as our last meeting, I've updated those dashboard design with new widgets.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I will take a look at it later. I'll take a look at it later today and give you some feedback on that. And then, Carlos, you should have Jira and Confluence access now.
I have it. I'm good.
Hey, I have access. If you could send the Envision again, I tried to click on the dashboard and said I didn't have.
Okay, let me just send on this chat from here. So that's the public link, and you can just get access. Everyone can access that.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Omar,
Omar.
I'll invite to Carlos on that. So, okay, just send the invitation. So, check on the new dashboard. So, there is one with the left-hand navigation, and the other one is with top navigation, and new widgets, and based on our last discussion. So, just check.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Omar, hit me up for
Bye-bye.
that call, please, over Slack if you can.
All right. Hey, Carlos, did you say you want me on or just want Scott?
Yeah. Stay on.
Okay, no problem.
Sweet.
All right, guys, I'll let the rest of you go. Thank you.
Bye.
Good. So, Scott, just wanted to get your perspective and thoughts to understand where's your head at as to how I can better serve. Because like Omar said, there's plenty of different moving parts right now and a lot of things going on. So I just wanted to get your perspective and make sure we're on the same page. How can I, bring the best value since I'm just starting and trying to wrap my head around all of these things.
Yep. Nope. That's an awesome question. So I think there's probably four areas that I would say to focus on. Number one is to fully engage with Omar, kind of be his sidekick, right hand man. He needs that interaction that keep him going, motivated. Help him with any kind of little tips, marketing strategy, learn the application. I think just really ingrain it with Omar because he needs that help, support that I've not been able to give him full time. So I think that's number one is just understand the app, understand these questions, and then just kind of help us coordinate all of the efforts. So that makes sense for number one. Number two is kind of it's like this dashboard that Promoter was just talking about. We need to make sure that we're getting feedback to him and keep things moving. So whenever things come out, and if you go out there and you don't see any comments, ping me, ping Garrett, send emails and say, hey, you guys, we need to get this done. So just kind of that ear in the back of our, that sound in the back of our head. You guys got to get this to keep us going. Same thing with this attachments. We need to make sure that we've got all the stuff we need. And so probably need to work with, getting better requirements documented a little bit. And so it's really kind of managing the pipeline of features. So, we got to get the dashboard out. We need to get and so we can get this new version out and kind of keep track of that. We've got Confluence and Jira. So I think it's all that. And then looking at to where you're like, hey, you know what? And it's just bringing your perspective. Like, hey, if we go do this on LinkedIn, I think we can get some customers.
Yeah.
If we add this functionality, I think it'll help. Omar, bring him up to date on all of the past emails and functionality, and just almost say overload Carlos with information, just so he's got that there, just to bring you up to speed, and then you'll kind of see, okay, this is what we're trying to do. This is where we have challenges. This is where we've maybe neglected the app. We're really just trying to build a world-class product that can grow this company so that we can get everybody full-time, on a nice big revenue stream and just keep it going.
Yep, that makes sense.
So.
Okay, good. The first thing that comes to mind, well, unless Omar, do you have something to add to that?
No, that was great, Scott.
Good. In terms of documentation, as for processes within the company, or let's say sales processes, I'm not sure if we have everything that was done or how we do things today well documented in Confluence, let's say. So I'm assuming no, does it make sense to start creating those documents and having all of those processes in Confluence?
Yeah, absolutely. I would imagine exactly. There's not a lot of stuff documented. You know, that documentation is usually the first thing to go or never get started. So I would say where there's areas, you know, even like onboarding a new client,
Exactly.
you know, little things like that that we can start documenting. So, okay, when we sign a client, we need to make sure we do A, B, C, D, and F.
Mm-hmm.
That way we're all the same. So Omar does it, the Jacqueline does it, or somebody else does it. We need to make sure, you know, the whole billing, we manual bill right now. So I think if we start documenting features and needs, like, you know, okay, just for example, for billing, you know, we can make them so that they can do payments inside the application. Okay, we've got Stripe, we need to do this. So I think it's a lot of documenting processes, document things, and just getting us organized. Maybe that's a good way. We're not organized, you know, and so it's sad to say, but we're not. We kind of fly by the seat of our pants, do what we need to do to keep everything and try to make progress.
Yeah.
So I think the more organized we can get, documentation, processes in place, you know, even like getting a conference bridge set up to where we've got one team number that everybody knows, we always use it. If we got a meeting with a client, we know how we're doing that.
Yeah.
100%. I think you're right on target.
Great.
That program management, the project management, those skills. You know, I know you've got a lot of other experience. Any place you can help us, it just will make us more successful. And like I said, I want to keep you around the long term and just keep this thing going and get better, and get more developers, and really grow this thing into, you know, get the $1 million company and then the $1 billion company. And the one thing about, you've seen Traqit, you've heard about Thingy, the relationship. You know a little bit about High Step, you know, custom development shop. GT Analytics, which is Rasul and my company, we've got analytic products in the claim industry, but I've got all these plans and ideas to build out business intelligence analytics suite, data and reporting and business intelligence is my passion, my background. So want to get all into that side of the house, and I think we can use Traqit. You know, Traqit, we're going to have to get a lot of customers to get that revenue stream up. But it also gives a price point that gets us in the door that we can sell all these other products into. So, you know, I could see us merging all this, you know, High Step, GT Analytics, Traqit, all into this one company, and, you know, end up with 20 employees, you know, that small company that just can change the industry, the world. You know, be responsive and so forth. So
yeah, okay.
Anything you can do to help, I think we can get there.
Good. Just then, after I talk to Omar, I'll spend a couple of days reviewing what documents we have and just the overall, let's say, workplace structure. And then maybe on Monday, I'll bring a couple of ideas and we can discuss that.
Awesome. And are you in Costa Rica right now? Is that where you're at, or are you someplace else?
Costa Rica.
Okay. What time zone is that in?
So it's central, but one sec. I think it's
so he's there now.
It's 7:40 right now. One sec.
Okay, so you'd be in my mountain time, so you're an hour behind us. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I got confused. Yeah, I'm GMT -6.
Okay. And now, do you do daylight savings time or anything like that, where you change time, or are you constant, always 6 year round?
I'm always the same time, but when you do daylight savings, I think it's going to be 2 hours. You're going to be 2 hours ahead of me, I think.
Okay.
I think.
We'll work through that. I want to make. And what's your normal kind of hours that you normally try to work?
I try to stick to like a regular 9 to 5. That's like a sweet spot. But
Okay.
I can, like if there's for whatever reason we gotta jump on a call earlier or something, it's not like I'm not going to attend.
Yeah. Now it's earlier because we've got Prakash. They're over in Nepal, so sometimes it's a little more challenging to get them. So it's either early morning or late at night. Is early morning better for you than late at night generally?
Oh yes, please.
Okay. Nope. We'll try to make sure we've got these meetings and communicate as much with them through email and so forth. And if we need to have like this 8:15, 7:30 your time, try not too bad. We'll work through all that. So okay, that's good to know.
Thank you,
might
Scott.
even put that in an email.
Yeah.
To me, so that way I can make sure everybody knows, hey, this is kind of your core hours that you would like. If we need to schedule something early or late, that earlier in the morning would be better than late at night. Because I try to accommodate everybody. We try to get it to where we're not inconvenience anybody.
Yep. Thank you, Scott. And so we'll discuss a couple of ideas on Monday, and then talk to Omar, I guess now, to start moving things around.
Okay. Omar, I'll send you this information to get in this bridge, the username and password, and then you got it. Okay. And I think as long as you schedule them in there, as long as don't use this meeting number, I would say, unless it's with the team. But if you need some, just go schedule a meeting with Carlos, or maybe even make a reoccurring meeting that you just you and Carlos. We just probably need to try to make it to where we don't step on each other somehow, so we can work through that. So we'll communicate, and then if we need to get another one, eventually we can do that too. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
awesome.
Really, that's Carlos and Prasad just need a shared calendar so we can all see, our schedules.
You should, with the Traqit, as you're using your Traqit email, you should see everybody's calendar when you're scheduling a meeting if you put something in. So like this year, if you would go on and schedule a meeting, because the calendars, Traqit's all through Exchange, Office 365. So you'll see that, okay, this is a meeting. So whenever I schedule a meeting, as long as you maybe put in the title a go to meeting or something that I can see, then we can do something like that where we're not on top of each other. We'll work through that.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. Send me an email if anything comes up. Omar, I'll send you this here in probably 10, 15 minutes. I'll send you this information.
Nice. Thank you.
All right, guys. I'll
Cheers.
talk to you later. Thank you.
Carlos, you want to, what are your thoughts right now? Do you want to, get your thoughts together and do some things, and then I'll wait for Jeff to hit me up, and then let me know what time we can speak, and then right now I can just kind of get some things done as far as looking at some of these customers on LinkedIn and just kind of put them.
Yeah. I mean,
together all this, right?
Omar,
Okay.
I could let's talk over Slack.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Cheers.